In a little over 24 hours, the Virginia Cavaliers kick off against the Missouri Tigers in Jacksonville, Florida, in the Gator Bowl. I'm wearing my Tiki Barber Giants jersey to hopefully manifest some good news about our running back room against the Missouri Tigers, but I am looking forward to an awesome game for the Virginia Cavaliers in just a little bit over 24 hours in my state of Florida. It's going to be a nice, easy drive. I'm ready to root on for the Hoos, and I hope to see you guys there. And with that, let's roll the intro. So the Virginia Cavaliers are kicking off against the Missouri Tigers with a little bit of uncertainty in the running back room. Running back Jamari Taylor has reportedly been deliberating his performance and his attendance in the Gator Bowl, and I'm of two minds on this because as a former player and as someone who's been around this, I can totally see the rationale for Jamari Taylor not playing in the Gator Bowl. Can totally see it. Jamari Taylor has built a convincing case over the course of this year that he is an NFL running back. Whatever NFL team gets Jamari Taylor is going to get an absolute pleasant surprise, especially if it's a fan base that hasn't been aware of what's been going on in the ACC and Jamari Taylor's league-leading efforts in the conference. Could totally see Jamari Taylor completely catching a team like the Seahawks or the Rams or the Niners completely off guard, like, oh my God, who is this Jamari Taylor guy? However, the fan in me would love if Jamari Taylor was playing in this game. We're a better football team when Jamari Taylor is playing. We're a top 25, top 20, maybe even top 15 team in the country when Jamari Taylor is playing. So, I understand the rationale of wanting to make sure that you are healthy going into the Senior Bowl and the pre-draft process, but at the same time, I would love it if Jamari Taylor could play in this game because Jamari Taylor, off of 1 year at Virginia, to me has entered that pantheon of great Virginia running backs, like Tiki Barber, like Thomas Jones, like Wally Lundy, like Alvin Pierman, like all these other great Virginia running backs, Mike Hollins, Wayne Talapapa. He is in that upper echelon. Now, granted, a guy like Tiki might be number one because of the duration of his stay at Virginia and his production. But 1 year, 2025 Jamari Taylor is up there in terms of greatest UVA running back seasons. And, I also would rather his last game at Virginia not be a loss in the ACC Conference Championship. That's just no way to send off a player of that quality, of that character. Virginia has made a push over the past month, I would say, to really push Jamari Taylor, the person, as well as Jamari Taylor, the player, and it seems like he's an awesome dude. I'm sure that running back room absolutely loves blocking for that guy because he seems like he's humble. He is just a solid dude. And from personal experience, when your running back or your quarterback or anyone that relies on the offensive line is a really solid dude, there is a genuine factor in how hard you block for him. And it's not that you block less for someone that you don't necessarily like because your film is your film and you're graded off of that. But when you've got a guy like Jamari or you've got a quarterback like Chandler Morris or guys that I've played with over the course of my life, running backs like Malik Grant. Look at his tape from Sacred Heart in Rhode Island. He was an awesome player. When you have guys like that, it's just so much easier to block that extra effort for them because you know that they're going to appreciate it and they're going to celebrate with you. And as an offensive line, you love feeling like, hey, that touchdown, I had a piece in that. And also, that they're going to run hard when you block hard. I'm sure any of the UVA offensive linemen, can absolutely attest to the fact that when Jamari Taylor's running, they know he's giving his best. And so as an offensive lineman, you know that you can give your best, and you know that it's not just going to be wasted when the running back just decides, you know what, I'm taking this play off. I'm just going to get 3 yards and just kind of put it down. Like, Jamari Taylor runs full speed on every play, and he should be commended for it, and he should be duly compensated in the National Football League for it. So don't let me come across as the guy like, oh, this is the most important thing. Like, no, Jamari Taylor deserves to have a great NFL career, and I can understand it, but the fan part of me would love to see him play in this game, because as a Virginia fan, it is important to me that we win this game against Missouri. You know, we've gone through this season without having played any SEC teams. You know, in our out-of-conference slate, we played Coastal Carolina, William and Mary, Washington State. Like, it's not the worst conference out-of-conference slate, because Coastal Carolina is a very good team in the Sun Belt historically. Washington State, obviously, has been a very tough team to beat in 2025, and William and Mary just is what it is. So, you know, an SEC win, I think, would validate a lot of what Virginia fans are feeling about this year, and would be kind of like, you know what, this wasn't just us beating up on a down year in the ACC, or just kind of a weak non-conference schedule. Oh, that non-conference schedule including North Carolina State, lest we forget that. You know, a game against an SEC opponent like Missouri, who was in that, like, B tier of the SEC, would be important. You know, there's the obvious A tier, the A tier being the teams that made the playoffs, the Georgias, the Alabama, the Ole Miss, the Oklahomas of the world. But, like, that second tier in the SEC is a group of very, very solid teams, including Missouri. And so I think a win against Missouri would just go to show that things have changed at this Virginia program. This is not just the same old Virginia program, or this isn't just the same old Virginia beating up on a weak schedule. I think having a nice win against a Missouri team would go towards not just proving that this year was legit, but also going to show future recruits, future people in the portal, and also just the general community within Charlottesville that this is a real thing. Like, this is not just a flash in the pan, because I know it's not, with the efforts of Tony Elliott and Carla Williams. Like, this is a serious attempt by the University of Virginia football to be competitive at a national level. And I think a lot of people are watching what happens with Chandler Morris, and now watching what happens with Jamari Taylor. And ultimately, I think the results will override a loss. Like, if we had Jamari Taylor and he put up a great game, or if we have Chandler Morris back for next year, I think that will override some of those things. But at the same time, we go out and win, that answers a lot of questions for the University of Virginia from people who are still kind of like, you know, I'm waiting to see if this is repeatable, or if you're someone at the high school level, or if you're a potential transfer to Virginia, you're trying to see if this is legit. Like, this is very much a game where we can show, hey, this is something that has fundamentally changed at Virginia football, where we can go out and beat an 8-4 SEC team, because this Missouri team is highly talented. Their running back, Ahmad Hardy, is a great running back. If you like the way Jamari Taylor runs, you're going to appreciate Ahmad Hardy for Missouri. Runs really hard. He's great in between the tackles. He's been exceptional in his production for Missouri, and is the reason largely for them going 8-4 in the wake of an injury to Bo Pribula early on in the year, and him not necessarily being the same factor in the passing game over the course of the year. So Ahmad Hardy is going to be a great opponent for our running back stable. And, you know, if we don't have Jamari Taylor this game, saddle it up Harrison Whaley and Zay Davis. I know that Noah Vaughn is starting to work his way back. I don't know if we'll see Noah Vaughn this game, but I'm highly confident in Harrison Whaley's abilities. I'm highly confident in Zay Davis. I think those two are due for a breakout game. I was anticipating that being in 2026, but who knows? That might be at the Gator Bowl. We still have Chandler Morris playing in this game. He's going to be raring, ready to go. We still have guys like Eli Wood. We still have guys like Terrell Harris, as far as I know, along with Jamal Edgerrin and Cam Ross. Like, these guys are going to be ready to go. If we need to make this game a passing game, we can do it. And at the same time, if we have Jamari Taylor, or if we feel the same way about Harrison Whaley and Zay Davis, we can also make this a running game. Like, I would be disappointed if the ACC championship was Jamari's last game as a Cavalier, mainly because I think his legacy deserves a little bit better than that. But at the same time, if he's not available for that game, like, I still think we can saddle up and get rolling as a team. I'm fully confident in our abilities to go out and give a good performance. Speaking of that, we are going to be at the Gator Bowl. We're hoping to get to the parking lot around 4:30-ish. We're going to be in parking lot P. There's the stadium, then there's like a premium lot, and then there's parking lot P. We're going to be in parking lot P. We're going to have a tailgate going. We're going to have, obviously, my pregame Panera, our good luck sign there. If you come by before the game or see me during the game, I'm going to have custom 434 defense stickers to give out to everyone that comes by and says hello. Looking forward to seeing every single one of you guys. I think this is going to be an awesome game. It's not a terrible drive from Charlottesville. It's not like we got sent to the Hawaii Bowl or the El Paso Bowl or the Holiday Bowl. Like, there are closer bowls, like, say, the Military Bowl in Annapolis, or like the Duke's Mayo Bowl in Charlotte. But the Gator Bowl is very much a staple bowl game. It doesn't have the same cachet as the Orange Bowl or the Sugar Bowl or Nouveau Riche Bowls like the Pop-Tarts Bowl, but the Gator Bowl is a legit bowl game. So I think we're going to travel well. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there. I think this is going to be a very, very good litmus test for the University of Virginia. The rumors I'm hearing are that Chandler Morris is going to be back next year. For all the people that are saying, he's had all these years, like, blah, blah, blah. This dude has not had a healthy year until largely this season at any school, barring that one last year at North Texas. Like, he's had a lot of adversity over the course of his college career, and I think that there are enough extenuating circumstances to grant him another year. And we are a better team, I think, with Chandler Morris out there on the football field, slinging the rock. He's been exceptional this year at taking care of the football. That's the thing that's impressed me most. The way that Chandler was advertised and the way that he's perceived as this kind of Brett Favre gunslinger type. And I almost want to say that's inaccurate at this point, because Chandler has been so careful with the football and at the same time has achieved a high level of production. He's been very productive on the field, but he hasn't necessarily needed the same kind of WTF interceptions that you would expect out of a gunslinger quarterback. That was one of my concerns going into this year. Like, the people are telling me he's this kind of freewheeling gunslinger in the mold of like a Brennan Armstrong, but it really hasn't necessarily been that chaotic. Chandler's been very, very protective of the football, and he's been very good at making sure that we put our defense in good spots. And if there's one thing I've preached this whole year, is long drives that end in points that reward the defense for getting a stop. That's been my ethos for this offense this entire year, because this defense is super, super solid. Obviously, in the ACC championship, we went up against a great Duke team that their 7-5 record kind of undersold how good they were. And I think if you watched ACC football, you knew that. You knew they were better than 7-5. They just kind of ran into a murderer's row out of conference slate and just kind of had some weird football games. Like, this defense still feel confident in how they're going to perform. Ahmad Hardy is a great running back, no doubts about that. Zoller, the freshman quarterback that's playing in place of Bo Pribula, I think he's going to be solid as well. Like, he's at a Power 4 school for a reason. He's in the SEC for a reason. Eli Drinkwitz, a really good coach, has brought him in for a reason. I think he's going to be a solid gamer for this Gator Bowl. Who knows what happens down the line with what Missouri does, but like, this is a excellent test for the University of Virginia, and I think Virginia's gone about it the right way. you can see the enthusiasm for this game. Missouri has had more guys opt out, has had more guys enter the portal. Virginia has not had as many guys opt out of this game and has not had as many guys enter the portal. There is a genuine interest in playing and winning this Gator Bowl for the University of Virginia. Obviously, questions have swirled around guys like Trell Harris and Jamari Taylor. Some guys have already entered the portal like Zadarian Harrison. But at the same time, Mitchell Melton is playing in this game. Chandler Morris is playing in this game. Harrison Whaley's playing in this game. Drake Metcalf, Brady Wilson, Noah Josie, these guys are playing in this game. Antonio Clary is playing in this game. The guys that have brought us here are playing in this game. The guys who have been here for the bad parts of this, the WTF losses, the WTF interceptions, the guys that have built this process from the ground up, they are here and ready to win this game. I'm hopefully looking forward to seeing a bunch of people at this game. I think it's going to be a super exciting celebration of the 2025 season. You're playing with house money if you're a team like Virginia, considering where we were in August of this year. We blew any and all expectations out of the water. Tony Elliott, John Radzinski, Des Kitchings, Keith Gaither, the coordinators, the head coach, the position coaches, Coach Heffernan, Coach Slade, everyone's playing with house money this year in this game. And if you are the right type of competitor, you view that as not, all right, let's just kind of kick back. We're in Jacksonville. We didn't make the playoff, whatever. Let's make a good week of the bowl. Let's go to Topgolf. Let's go to the Ship, and then we can just kind of shut it down in the game, whatever. That doesn't strike me as this group. This strikes me as a group that says, you know what? We have an awesome opportunity to get 11 wins for the first time in program history. Let's go out and get number 11. Let's go out and get it. Why not this team? Let's build a legacy of something here. If we were just going for win number 10, I could see a little lackadaisicalness. But you know what? This is a team that has a chance to sweep what we wanted to do. Outside of playing Maryland, we haven't missed any historic rivals. We've played UNC. We beat UNC. We played Virginia Tech. We beat Virginia Tech. Shoot, if you want to call Duke a rival, great. We beat Duke in week 10 of the season, or week 11. We didn't get them in the ACC Conference Championship, but our rivals outside of Maryland, we've swept. So you get a chance to go for a rival sweep against UNC and Virginia Tech and get a bowl game win. That's a banner year at the University of Virginia. That is a great year. Now, is the expectation 15, 20 years from now going to be the same? Who knows? Like I said, man, the helmet sticker tax is a real thing. We're not that program yet where this is going to be seen as a failure of a season. At Alabama or Michigan, this might be seen as a step back. But look, man, we are in uncharted territory as a football program. This is a chance to create something new and create something lasting. And so a win in this game, I think is just going to come down to the heart and the grit and the want to of the guys. And I have no doubts in my mind that this group has that same want to and that give a you-know-what about this game. This is a group that's hungry, that wants to win it, that wants to play in this game. And so I think that might be the thing that carries the day for Virginia. Missouri came into this season with some playoff hopes, going into that Alabama game, and ended up losing. And then Bo Pribula got hurt, and then just things kind of seemed like they weren't quite right. Auburn was a close, really good win, but it wasn't as much as a team of the caliber of Missouri might have wanted. Arkansas wasn't even the game that people wanted. It was a blowout, but Bo didn't even throw the ball. I think he threw the ball 5 times in that game. They're going with the freshman quarterback. They're trying to figure out what they have. Eli Drinkowitz was in serious contention, at least publicly, for the Michigan job. Kirby Moore got taken to Washington State. So, they're trying to figure out what's going on. Obviously, they kept Drink, which is great for Missouri. But you lose your offensive coordinator in the same game that you have to play a freshman quarterback because your starter and program changer entered the portal. That's a tough position to be in. We've got our field general. We've got our offensive coordinator. We've got our head coach. Kyle Whittingham thankfully took the Michigan job and didn't make them call Tony Elliott. I'm very happy for Kyle Whittingham. And I'm very happy for Michigan. My dad spent a little time coaching at Michigan. I appreciate the people there. They were very good to us. And Kyle Whittingham has done the most with the resources at Utah, and you give him the resources of Michigan, the sky's the limit over there. Thank God Tony Elliott didn't get dragged into any of that mess, any of that bull jive over there in Michigan. Because him breaking through at Virginia and then going to Michigan right after would have put me in therapy. I'm going to be honest with y'all. But, man, I'm very excited to see everyone. We're going to be in section 225. I believe we are in the west end zone on the Virginia side. So if you are in the stadium or if you're not going to be there in time for a tailgate and you're just getting in there to get into the gates, swing by and say hello. I've got custom 434 defense stickers for everyone that comes by and says hello. I'm very excited to see everyone. I'm hoping my boy Dr. Fax, Nate Collins, is able to make it down to Hooval for this game. Obviously being a great Virginia alumni who's very excited about Jacksonville this year. I'm hoping that he's able to make it down for the game. I'm going to tag him in whenever I clip this to really put the pressure on for him to make that drive down to Jacksonville tomorrow. But man, the main thing I've said this year is do not let the rat poison bite us. And I think a little bit of it got to us in the ACC championship game, but over the course of this whole year, this team's been very, very smart about it. They've gone about this the right way. The administration has gone about this the right way. The coaches have gone about this the right way, and the players have gone about this the right way. We're going up against a very good team in Missouri who is going to give us their best shot. I have no doubts about that. But I think we're going to carry the day. So we're going to get to score predictions right here. I am going to stick fairly close to our episode with Cardiac Who's. We've had a couple changes since then, so I'm going to slightly amend this. And I'm going to say 20-17 Virginia. This is going to be a tight game. Whether Jamari's in it or not, this is going to be a run-the-damn-ball game. Whether it's Chandler in the running game, he's had a chance to rest up and get healthy. Whether it's Jamari Taylor, whether it's Harrison Whaley, whether it's Zay Davis, whether it's Sage Ennis getting the ball at some points. This is going to be a game that's won between the hashes and between the ears. And I think Virginia has everything that it takes to get that. And I'm so excited for this game. This is going to be a briefer episode because I got to pack up for a night over in Jacksonville tomorrow. Looking very, very forward to seeing everyone at the game. I'm going to be around pregame, during the game, postgame. Looking forward to seeing everyone there. And, man, I'm so excited because, man, the Gator Bowl, it's not the Poulon Weed Eaters Pinstripe Bowl. It's not the FTX Bowl presented by Enron. This is a legit bowl. You can hang a Gator Bowl banner up in this building, and it's going to mean something. It means something to almost any program outside of Columbus, Ohio, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Athens, Georgia. This is a real thing. This is a real bowl game. My boy Mills over from the Cardiac Who's podcast is kind of down on bowl games right now with the given playoff format. But I think we were in agreement that this is a legit bowl game and represents a legit step forward for this program. So if you are making the trip down to Jacksonville, be there, be loud, be excited to be from Virginia, man. Let's go. I'm excited for this game. If you've made it this far, it's clear that you enjoy UVA football and love UVA football, and you enjoy what we do here at the 434 defense. If I can ask just one thing of you, please like, share, and subscribe to the 434 defense. Leave a comment about what you'd like us to get to during the offseason. I've got a jam-packed offseason programmed up for you guys with hopefully interviews with some of the guys on the team, along with people who I've had on in the past, as well as some who I have not had, and a incredible announcement for the new year regarding the 434 defense and some other UVA media, which I'm very excited to share with you guys, but I cannot share just yet. But trust me, exciting big things are coming for the 434 defense. So stay tuned, stay subscribed, turn the bell on for notifications for stuff that we put out, because I'm going to have a ton of content regarding this Gator Bowl game coming out. So looking forward to seeing everyone at the game. Thank you so much for watching, and go Hoos.